Once upon a time, in a kingdom filled with laughter and sunshine, there lived a young princess named Leela. She had the sparkliest blue eyes and loved to wear her long brown hair tied up with ribbons that matched her pretty dresses. Today, she woke up extra early, more excited than ever, because her best friend Janet was coming to the palace for a whole day of fun and games. Princess Leela jumped out of bed, put on her favorite pink dress with the silver sparkles, and ran down the grand staircase to meet her friend. At the palace gates, there stood Janet with the widest smile and her wavy red hair gleaming under the sun. She wore her most beautiful green frock, ready for an adventure. They hugged tightly, and Princess Leela led her inside. The first stop was the royal kitchen, where they decided to bake chocolate chip cookies with the Queen's special recipe. Flour flew everywhere, and their laughter echoed through the halls as they made a big, fun mess. With cookies in the oven, the princess and Janet raced to the royal garden. They played hide and seek among the rose bushes and the tall hedges, where Lila's little puppy, Sir Barks-a-Lot, joined in the fun. Sir Barks-a-Lot was a tiny dog with fluffy white fur and loved to chase the girls, barking with joy. It was Janet's turn to seek, and she found Lila hiding under the old oak tree, giggling. Soon, it was time for a royal picnic by the pond, where the ducks were swimming peacefully. They spread out a checkered blanket and shared their freshly baked cookies, along with strawberry lemonade served in golden cups. The princess loved to tell stories, and she made up a funny tale about a duck who thought he was a spy, making Janet laugh until her sides hurt. After their picnic, Princess Leela took Janet to her secret hideaway, a small tower at the corner of the palace. Inside, the walls were painted like the sky, and the floor was a soft carpet that looked like green meadows. They dressed up in glittery costumes stored in an old wooden trunk and pretended to be knights on a quest to save a magical land from a grumpy dragon. As the sky turned pink and orange, they knew it was time for their day to come to an end. But there was one last surprise. The Queen had prepared a mini ball in the grand hall. Servants lit up the room with hundreds of tiny lights, and music started to play. Princess Leela and Janet danced around in circles, laughing and skipping to the tune, until their feet couldn't dance anymore. Exhausted but happy, Princess Leela hugged Janet goodnight as the stars sparkled outside the palace windows. They promised to have another day of adventure very soon. As Janet rode away in her family's carriage, the princess watched, thinking of all the fun they'd had. With her heart full of joy, Leela climbed the grand staircase, one last time, ready to dream about the next